Okay, this is quite worrying to be honest, as I'm sure you would have all seen, the reveal of Black Ops 7 was yesterday, and the reception has been insane. Not in a good way. You just look at the comments, the dislikes on the trailer. I don't think I've seen this since Infinite Warfare. The reveal of BO7, whether it be the campaign, multiplayer, or zombies, was a disaster, and for each and every mode, it's for a different reason. The reveal of the two main modes, the campaign and the multiplayer, well, wasn't that. It didn't really reveal anything. It didn't give us enough information. The only thing you could really base your opinions on was the trailer. And for zombies, for some reason, and there's no way for me to say this without sounding salty, let me just explain. Treyarch, a couple of weeks back, invited YouTubers to their studio to play BO7 Zombies. However, they were put under NDA and only allowed to share certain portions of the information they learned with us, which means the info that we've been getting about zombies has not all officially come from Treyarch themselves, meaning some of the details we've been hearing about it has been kind of contradictory. One YouTuber has come out and said, this is how BO7 Zombies is going to work, and another has come out and said, no, this is how BO7 Zombies is going to work, at the same time as them actually not being allowed to give their opinions on what they saw due to them being under an NDA. Why would you invite content creators to play your game and make videos on certain bits of information about it, but not allow them to give their opinions? If you're going to do that, either allow them to speak about everything they saw, or nothing at all until you reveal zombies properly, because that's all we've really gotten. A trailer and little bits of information here and there, which, in my opinion, was such a terrible decision knowing the Call of Duty community. If you're going to put out a futuristic COD, which, let's be honest, is always controversial, I'll show you why in just a second. I genuinely think we are in the day and age where people just do not want futuristic shooters anymore. It's been that way for a very long time, to be honest. You look at Battlefield 6 and the amount of excitement built around that game. One of the main reasons is not only because the trailer looked good and the beta was good, but simply because it went back to its roots, because it was a modern shooter. I honestly think no matter how good it is, Black Ops 2 is a great example of this. In my opinion, one of the best CODs ever, but if you look at the reveal trailer, the like to dislike ratio compared to inferior games wasn't that good, even though this is one of the best CODs ever. The like ratio on a game like Modern Warfare 2019, even Black Ops 6, all games which you would say are nowhere near as good as Black Ops 2 was, had better receptions because they were not futuristic CODs. Even Vanguard, a bad Call of Duty by the franchise standards, yet the like to dislike ratio doesn't really resemble that. Black Ops Cold War, a good enough game, and because it's not a futuristic one, the like to dislike ratio represents that. You can see the point I'm making is, off the bat, if you are making a futuristic COD, it seems the reception is going to be negative. People just don't want futuristic shooters. Infinite Warfare is the biggest example, having 4 million dislikes, the most popular COD trailer ever, not for the right reasons, and we now go to Black Ops 7. Honestly, the like to dislike ratio, the comments I'm seeing are terrible. This is just not the way you want to be starting a game, because you go into it with this amount of negativity, with no hype, then the game's going to be dead on arrival, no matter how good it ends up being when people play it, because we are human, emotions get the best of us. Treyarch, Activision are going to have a very tough job of changing people's minds now. Back in the day during Black Ops 2, that game succeeded in that. I can't remember exactly, but I think people went into it thinking, this isn't going to be great, the trailer doesn't look that good, but when you got into it, like I said, it's one of the best CODs ever. So it's not impossible, but we are now over 10 years later. Unlike back then, Activision, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, no matter which developer it is, have disappointed people so many times, have released too many bad games, that the trust has gone now with a futuristic game, because I've just showed you the Black Ops 6 reveal. That game literally came out not long ago, and the hype going into it was still pretty good. People seem to still trust what Treyarch were doing. But that's all changed with Black Ops 7. Players feel they have been let down and lied to so much, and with this being a futuristic COD, Treyarch had to do a lot to change that opinion, and well, the reveal hasn't done that. This was by all means a terrible reveal, and me being a huge fan of Call of Duty, I want this game to succeed. I want it to be good, not only the zombies, but I love BO2. When I heard this was going to be a sequel to that game, I was really excited for the multiplayer, but now after this reveal, my hype has kind of gone, and I can only say what I'm just naturally feeling inside. It's a shame, because I don't feel like I've seen anything that's really put me off. I haven't seen anything that I've been like, okay, that looks terrible, I don't want to play this. It's more the overall reception from the community and the lack of excitement that's been built up by the developers that's, I guess, brought me back down to earth, a level of neutrality maybe. I don't know, it's a really difficult one to explain because I'm not the type of person that dislikes a trailer because it's a futuristic COD. I really don't mind because to me that doesn't mean it's bad. I think the problem is the developers haven't revealed enough. They haven't shown me anything to be excited about. I guess that's all just opinion based. You might be excited about one feature where, as for me, it doesn't get me off my feet. I'm purely speaking about the multiplayer and the campaign here. As far as the campaign goes, it seems like Treyarch are going down a similar route that they did with the Black Ops 6 one, where it all not took place in your head, but it was to do with mentality, allowing them to have crazy out of this world moments. I usually like stuff like that in story games, but for some reason in Black Ops 6 it didn't work. To me, with a Call of Duty game, you've got to have some sense of realism in there. Even with the Black Ops series, which is normally to do with brainwashing and mind control, you can go down that alley, but just like Black Ops 1, 2 and 3, no matter how bad you thought that campaign was, it was terrible, it was still believable. Whereas with Black Ops 6, the campaign was too wacky for me, and more to the point, it just wasn't a very intriguing story. Just from the gameplay clips, BO7 seems to be going down a similar path. The campaign is never the main focus of a Call of Duty though, it's all about multiplayer and zombies. I will just say on the campaign, them turning it into an open world co-op campaign may end up working this time around, but just having experienced something similar back in Modern Warfare, and BO6 did kind of similar things, COD campaigns for me should be a linear story. I don't know how much of that people are basing on their discontent. I think it will come into consideration slightly, but for the multiplayer, look, I think 90% of the hate is purely because it's a futuristic COD. The proof is in past futuristic games. What Treyarch haven't done though is given people enough of a reason to believe this one is going to be any different. Like Black Ops 2, people will have to play it themselves and change their own opinions. The only problem is you cannot kill a game's hype before its release, because with the COD community especially, it's going to be extremely difficult to change their minds now. Call of Duty is always going to be one of the most popular games ever. Don't get me wrong, people are still going to play it. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the most popular game of 2025 and 2026. This is surely not the reception you would want though. And then when it comes to zombies, I've already kind of explained it earlier. We've seen nowhere near enough of it for me to really give you my full opinion or even pinpoint what the problem is or if there's any at all, but just going off the few seconds of footage and information we've been given by YouTubers, not really Treyarch, it sounds more or less like it's an extension of Black Ops 6. If you enjoyed that, that's great. If you didn't, then perhaps not so much. I'm always of the opinion, if something works, then you don't change it. But at the same time, you will get to a point that it feels stale. Treyarch tell us Liberty Falls is the most popular Call of Duty Zombies map ever. I don't disbelieve that, but to me, with modern day zombies, there is a fundamental problem with this belief because it is so different to classic zombies, I guess you could call it, from World at War to Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4, up until Cold War where major shifts were made to the systems. Liberty Falls being the most popular zombies map ever would have you believe what they are doing right now is working and people are loving it, but what I don't think Treyarch are taking into consideration is the system changes means zombies has now become a way for people to rank up easily. Instead of going into a multiplayer match and having to kill real players to gain XP or rank up your weapons, which can be stressful, instead jumping into a game of zombies is way more casual, way more easy, and you can achieve the same goal. So what I'm saying is, yes, Liberty Falls might be the most popular zombies map, but I don't think I would be wrong in saying that's not necessarily because it's good or because people love it, but more so because it's just an easy way to rank up and grind camos. And I'm just kind of afraid Treyarch are confusing that with people thinking it's the best map ever and that's why they're playing it, which naturally, if you're a developer that made it, you would then say, okay, we just do this again. This is clearly what people want if they're playing it so much, when that's actually wrong. More people are playing Modern Zombies not because it's better or even more accessible than the older games, but because you can camo grind and XP farm. I might be totally wrong here, but I would bet a lot of money on it. If Black Ops 6 Zombies didn't allow you to camo grind or XP farm, then I doubt, actually, I know for a fact Liberty Falls would not be the most popular map ever. There is just no way in any world is this map better than, I don't know, Origins, Dreisendrache, Mob of the Dead, Shadows of Evil. It's just not. If any of the older Zombies games pre-Black Ops Cold War allowed you to camo grind and XP farm, I can guarantee those maps would be way more popular than any in the new games. If you took XP farming and camo grinding out of new Zombies, if you couldn't do that like you couldn't do it in the older games, there is just not a chance, in my opinion, that modern day Zombies would be successful. Honestly, outside of speedrunning and Easter eggs, I'm not sure how many people would play it, because I don't think the maps are that good. One of the major complaints from people has been the Black Ops 6 zombie storyline hasn't been great, and the other systems, especially the armor, is already extremely controversial. So I can't see, outside of the mode's small community, if the ability to rank up in the mode didn't exist, how it would be not popular, but successful? I don't know how to describe it. And then when you're hearing conflicting information that Black Ops 7 Zombies will have a change to these systems, but then other people saying Black Ops 7 Zombies will have similar systems to Black Ops 6, I just think the developers and Activision have really messed up here. This was a bad reveal. They should know, just based off past ones, futuristic Call of Duties are going to divide people, so you've got to do everything you can to give them a reason to believe in it. Go ahead and check out the Black Ops 7 Direct, because that does give you more information that they should have just revealed at the event. People just don't watch the COD Pod or the Direct events. They're just doing themselves a massive disservice marketing their game this way. Who am I to tell them what to do? I don't know really. I'm just saying from a consumer point of view, it's almost pointless, because there's some good information here which players outside of YouTube and Twitter would like to know. There were hundreds of thousands of people tuning into that event. The trailer has millions of views, yet you release a ton of information about the game on a COD podcast or a direct video that won't even reach 500,000. People are disliking the trailer not only because they don't like futuristic Call of Duties, but because you haven't given them a reason and enough information to be excited about it. Whereas in the direct video, there's a lot more in there, a lot more good stuff that might change those people's opinions, but they won't know about it because your marketing is so shit. You've been doing these direct videos and COD pods for a couple of years now, I think. They've never gotten many views. Why are you still doing them? You reveal this good information in your trailer at the events. Yeah, this year the way they've done everything is so backwards, not to mention the fact that they're releasing 2 Black Ops games in a row. With that, fatigue is also going to come into play. People are just naturally going to think this is an extension of Black Ops 6, so if they didn't like that, they're not going to like this. You can see what I mean when I say part of this is Treyarch and Activision's fault, part of it is the COD community's fault, but at the end of the day, no matter how good the product is, you simply can't have a game that has so much dislike going into its release. It's a recipe for disaster, especially for COD. This feels like it's going down a very similar path to what Infinite Warfare did, where it was dead on arrival, no matter how good it was. And by the way, it wasn't good. So there we go, I'll leave that one there. Hopefully the game doesn't end up being as bad as people seem to think it is right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.